The Flying Dutchman burger from In-N-Out that's trending all over social media really caught my eye. This signature burger replaces a traditional bun with 2 thick slices of grilled onions. Looks absolutely delicious. I don't live anywhere near an In-N-Out, so I'm gonna save myself a trip to California and I'm gonna try to make this myself. For the full ingredient list, check the description box below, but enough talking, let's get cooking. So the first thing we gotta do is we gotta prep our onion and we gotta make this like onion bun. So when I was at the supermarket, I tried to find the largest onion that I possibly could so we can get like the best diameter on that onion bun. What I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna clean the onion up and then I'm gonna figure out where I'm gonna get those onion slices from. So let's just take the top and the bottom off this onion. Now I'm gonna take the outside peel off this onion. Actually, I could probably take a little bit off. And I'm trying to only get this outside ring. I don't wanna disrupt any of the other rings underneath because we don't want to make this onion bun any smaller than it is. Looks like we're going to have to take off one more layer. So now I got this nice cleaned up onion. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this thing right in half and try to get the sections that are right on the outside of it. So if I take this and I cut this right in half, I can get one top section from here. So take that, we'll turn that around the other way. I'm going for about a 1/2 inch thick. That is a really nice top bun. Let's see if we can get one more. That is perfect. Look, you see we have these 2 really nice diameter onion pieces that are all together. So now let's talk beef. So for the beef for this burger, I find the absolute leanest that I can go and make a smash burger is about 85-15. That 75-25 or 80-20, a lot of people will say that like that's optimal. The whole idea behind this burger is that you're trying to cut out the carbs, cut the calories. So I'm trying to find the leanest beef and that's gonna be our 85-15. The perfect size for a smash burger, in my opinion, is about 1/4 pound. So we got this 1 pound of beef right here. It's gonna be really easy. We're just gonna cut this into quarters and now we have our 4 1/4 pound patties. I'm gonna make 2 for this burger, so we're gonna go with a double and then I'll probably make another 2 later tonight because I actually think this is gonna be really good. And you want to make sure that when you're making smash burgers that you're rolling the balls nice and round because as they smash out, how round they are is going to determine how round the patty is. If the ball is a little uneven, so will the patty be. Now let's make a really simple burger sauce. This sauce is gonna have to sit in the fridge for a little bit before we put it on top of the burgers. So we'll make it now before we head over to the stove and make those burgers. To cut the calories and make it a little bit creamy, we're going to start off with a base of some 0% Greek yogurt. Now we're gonna add a little mayonnaise. My preferred mayonnaise is this avocado oil mayonnaise. It doesn't have any seed oils in it or any canola oil. And for me, I think it tastes exactly the same, so I like it. I'm gonna put in a little ketchup, and in the same energy, this is like a less sugar ketchup. A little yellow mustard. Some sweet pickle relish. This is my favorite relish. This is made by a company called Wickles. This is the best relish ever. A couple spoonfuls of that. For sweetness, we're gonna add a little bit of honey. You can use white sugar too, but I prefer the honey. And this is a little white vinegar for some acidity. A little pinch of salt. And we're gonna give this a mix. You're probably thinking this is way too much sauce for this burger. I find that this is the most multi-purpose sauce ever in the history of sauces. You keep this bottle in the fridge, you can put it on anything, this burger, any sandwiches. You could use it as a salad dressing. So good. Wonderful. So now to get this sauce inside the squeeze bottle, my favorite way is to take a milk jug and I cut the top off of it. And this is gonna give me a nice wide container and room to just dump this right in there. A funnel would never work here, but I guess this is like bootleg funnel, but this totally works. It's the best way to get sauce into these squeeze bottles. Just like that, we got our burger sauce. Let's throw this in the fridge, and now let's head over to the stove. Now we're gonna heat up our flat top, we're gonna grill our onions and make our burgers. So now I got my flat top nice and hot. We're gonna add a little bit of spray oil. Here I'm using some avocado oil, and we're gonna put our onion slices. I'm gonna give them a little light spray while they're cooking and season them with a little salt. And I'm opting for like a medium-ish heat because I want these onions to cook through, but at the same time, I'm not trying to burn them, but I do want some color on them. And I think that'll probably happen around like a medium heat. If you go too high, they're probably gonna burn. They go too low, they're not gonna get caramelized. So now I think I'm gonna give these a flip, and I'm gonna try to use my really thin spatula to get all the way underneath and flip them over. Oh, let me see, can I get that back in there? Sure did. And that's probably like right on the border of being cooked without being burnt. This is gonna be our bottom bun, and this one is gonna be our top. You can see they're cooking a little unevenly, so I'm gonna try to flip-flop which one goes where. I love the whole idea of this burger too, that it's just burger and onions, because I think personally, like, the best condiment that you could have on a burger is onions. I mean, we're gonna dress it up with that burger sauce. Just the onion and beef combination is the best. This one seems to be getting pressed up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna take the burger press, I'm just gonna put it right on top of that onion so it's just not popping up so much. This one, the one that has the, I guess, the top side down, it's not popping up as much, but I'm really trying to make sure that I cook these onion slices as evenly as possible. I feel like I could get a little bit more color on the outside of this, so I'm gonna do something a little dangerous here. I'm gonna give this another flip. There we go. If at any point it seems like it's coming apart, I'll put it right back together. I can tell by the way that I'm handling it now that this onion bun is starting to get a little soft, and we definitely want it soft. I'm not trying to eat the raw onion. And this is probably the most technical part about this, because I can make a smash burger every time, but I've never made this like grilled onion bun before. So this is gonna take a little finesse. So when you're doing this at home, make sure you're really paying attention to what you're doing, unless you make onion buns all the time. And then maybe you could teach me something. All right, so this one's gonna be our bottom bun, and I'm gonna call this one done. So I'm gonna be really careful to get underneath the whole thing and transfer it over, keeping everything nice and flat. And now this one's gonna be our top bun, so I'm gonna give this a flip, try not to destroy it. This actually looks really good. I'm actually gonna bring this back on the fire because I forgot one thing. At least one from what I've seen on other recipe videos, the bottom bun gets some cheese. So we're gonna take this onion bun, we're gonna throw a slice of American cheese on there. We're gonna take our melter, we're gonna give that just a little bit of a cover. We're gonna let that cheese melt. I'm assuming they do that to help keep the bottom bun in contact because the cheese is gonna melt a little bit, give it a little bit more structure. And the top one, it's just like whatever. And while I'm doing this, I'm gonna bring this top bun back on there. I think I can get a little bit more color on that top. Okay, we got nice melty cheese. We're gonna transfer that one over. That's our bottom bun. We're gonna give this one a flip. This is our top bun. All right. Even though those onion buns didn't make a big mess, I'm still gonna give this just a little wipe with a wet paper towel. So we're working with a nice clean surface. I'm gonna give this a second to regain some heat. Now we're gonna go down with a little spray oil, both burgers down. I'm gonna use my parchment paper in between the burger press so the burger doesn't get all caught up in the press. Give that a nice smash, nice and flat. Same thing over on the other one. Now we're gonna do it just like they do at In-N-Out. We're gonna put a little yellow mustard on this side. Give that a little spread. Now a little pepper and salt. And once I start to see the red liquid start to come out of the burger, that's usually a sign that it needs to get flipped. You can also start to see the edges start to get pulled up. So let's give these a flip. And now we got absolute beautiful color on both of these burgers, each one with a slice of cheese. I'll move them a little closer to each other so we can give them a cover and a melt. So once this cheese has melted very nicely, we're gonna stack one right on top of the other. And now let's go assemble our burger. This is gonna be one super messy burger, so I think one thing we can do to cut down on the mess of eating it is I took this burger paper, I folded it diagonally, so now we're gonna wrap it like they do at In-N-Out. So here we're gonna take our bottom bun and I'm gonna hang the burger off about halfway. On goes a little bit of that burger sauce. Now let's take our double patty with the melted cheese. We're gonna put that right on top. A little bit more of that burger sauce. And now we're gonna put, actually these are banana peppers. I said pepperoncini peppers, but they're all really similar. In-N-Out, I think they even use something that's not a banana pepper or a pepperoncini pepper, but I had these banana peppers. I thought this would be perfect. It's pickly, it's got that peppery taste to it. So let's put a couple of those right on top. I love these things. And now for that top bun. Good, let's wrap this thing up. So we're gonna crisscross right over the top. And we're gonna tuck that paper in on the bottom. And now look how amazing this thing looks. This is gonna be the sloppiest burger ever, but I am so excited to try it. Look how absolutely beautiful this burger looks. I can't put it down once I picked it up. This thing's gonna fall completely apart as soon as I take the first bite into it. And that's just like everything I've read about this burger, is that it is a super sloppy burger, but it's worth the sloppiness because it tastes that good. Let's bite into it. Let me see how this thing tastes. And try not to bite into any of the paper. Oh my God, this is so good. I mean, it is really, really sloppy. There's no way that this thing doesn't completely fall apart before I finish it. I mean, I love onions, I love beef, I love my cheeseburgers. The combination of onions and beef is probably like the best combination of things since like peanut butter and jelly and spaghetti and meatballs. I live on the East Coast. We don't have In-N-Out, so I can't just go out and pick this thing up. If I want it, I gotta make it. And I'm glad that I did make it because I would definitely make this again. This is a fun, delicious, unbelievable burger. The sloppiness just adds to the novelty of it because this thing is fun to eat. I think for the amount that I cooked the onions, it's perfect. Any more, and this thing would be way too sloppy. Any less, and the onions would be a little bit raw. This Flying Dutchman burger exceeded expectations on all levels. If you're into burgers, check out my mushroom Swiss burger. That's a really nice burger recipe. I'll see you there. Thanks.